and say, yo, what up? How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm well. I'm swell. I'm fantastic. Shiggy 2, we've done this before, yeah?
Yeah, we did this right before Nationals for my October one, actually. So this is two times in a row we're doing this one.
Love this.
Which again, maybe bland, but I feel like I'm really close to something.
Okay. All right. So hit me with a pitch. What's up with it?
Okay, so as you saw at Nationals on stream, was that this deck's kind of whole thing is like once I get momentum, I'm able to kind of do what I want when I want to do it on offense and or on defense.
Yeah.
So one big flaw that I noticed at Nationals in this deck at first was the card size, which then I realized wasn't necessarily the actual card size was an issue because it was at 61 at Nationals. But then after reworking it and playing it, I realized that it was the foundation package with the size, because the foundation package didn't really allow me to get spams on the board. It more flooded my difficulty, and then it made it really hard to get more than 3 or 4 foundations down on turn 1.
Right.
So with this deck, basically, the whole idea of this deck is to go, okay, I have Battle Arena, and basically if I hit you with 1, maybe 2 attacks on offense, I'm pretty much guaranteed 2 momentum or even 3 on defense.
Sure.
Therefore, allow me to use Nothing to See here to pretty much block everything, and using Struggling with Studies and all my other defensive tools I have, like Endanger and stuff, if you do have it hit me enough where I just don't get to die and I get basically pump your speed to 0 and everything and just free block.
Yeah.
And then when I do get to offense, if you don't swing hard enough and don't kill me and I still have momentum, I can use cards like Sun Death Assault, Howitzer Impact Cyclone. All those cards are gigantic to really finish you off.
Yeah, makes sense to me. So my question for you, what do you need my help with?
Okay, so right now I think the big thing is kind of the attack lineup I feel like is close. Like Exploding Pride was put in there to kind of combo with Battle Arena while also using it for another like low attack and also to kind of get some poke off if I need it and make it hard for them to block with the discarding all the momentum.
Sure.
And then if you're able to, the only big thing I think that I'm trying to figure out is kind of what to do. And again, I know you don't do it really all that often in Deck Doctors, is figuring out that finalizing in the sideboard. So I don't know if Dobby's the call because he's an aggressive character into an aggressive character.
Right. I mean, he says that like maybe you don't get turn 2'd because your health is so low, right?
Yeah.
Your character needs momentum in order to not be blank, and this character says that that's not necessarily the case. Everything just gets very big, and then you have the once per game to help out. So I don't necessarily hate that sideboard.
Okay. So I think that the attack lineup's the big thing, and then maybe if you think there's any like changes in foundations that you're like, okay, these couple of foundations maybe shouldn't be here, or maybe lessen this up this one, or whatever. Just minor changes.
Sure. Yeah. Doing some finishing looks. Man. So how's your Nationals? As I finish.
How was it? It was pretty good. I enjoyed my time. I didn't do all that. Like the first game I played, I found it funny because I went to a table and I sat there for a little bit. The guy didn't show up right away, and then ended up showing up 5 minutes late. And then so I got a 1 free win out of it, and for a game. And then he saw my character after I revealed it and just said, "I'm not playing this character. I'm leaving." I was like, "Why is this an issue? Shiggy 2 isn't that good." I feel like to be like, "Oh, it's not like Tokoyami where I'm going to kill you turn 2." It's like, okay, this character, in all honesty, is very average on face. So I was really surprised with that. But then game 2, played against Kirishima, lost due to the fact that the guy really didn't really know how a card works. So he committed cards with Proud Scion that he shouldn't have committed because they weren't speed pump, and I didn't read the card properly, and I misunderstood the card like off my head. So I realized I should read every card that I didn't at all confused about. So that lost me that game. And then I went on stream, and then after that, my deck just kind of bricked the rest of the tournament.
Rough.
So I was like, that's rough. And then I just played in side tournaments, collecting more promos. It was fun. I had a good time.
All right, so let's talk about it. I got a couple cards. I'm sure no cards we haven't talked about before, but let's chat about it. Okay. First one is window shopping. Play an attack or confirm your check. That's good.
Yep.
It's just a good ability, especially if you want to be an aggressive character. And then once it's face down, I mean, committing it for Shigaraki is just like a no-brainer, right?
True.
Learning the standards. I think the card has to be in your sideboard at least to fight Tokoyami. It's like one of the only chances you have.
Okay.
Agitation. Agitation is really interesting. Because agitation says it is down to be committed either way, whether you get blocked or not blocked. My opponent blocks my nitro ignition, right?
Yep.
Normally, I want to commit a foundation to get the momentum, but if it's blocked, I can commit the foundation and just draw the card instead. Let's pretend that they didn't block it. Well, I'll just commit the agitation and get the momentum, because that's what it's here for in the first place, right? So this kind of puts your opponent in this kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't spot. The issue that I have with it is we just got to find room for it.
Yeah. Which I ran agitation. Because you originally said that in the last deck list I did, and I put it in the deck list.
Okay.
And then when I tested with it, like at times it felt really good, but it was more times where I was like, okay, I played an attack, it got blocked, so I committed it, drawing a card, and it ended up causing me to be more committed out than I probably should have been on my defense, which may be me playing too aggressive off the card. But there were times where I realized like I was really committed out with this card.
I can tell you that whenever we played, because we played at Nationals on day 2, you were the most aggressive opponent that I've fought in a very long time, and your character helps with that, with that flow, but it's definitely a keep playing, winning while ahead. You just took a lot of risks, and this card is all about being able to, it got blocked, let me pivot to try and build some more and keep some good defense, right? Okay. This card turns all of my moves into a, hey, I cantripped an extra block, I cantripped an extra foundation, right? This card, agitation, drawing you a gigantic explosion, drew you a 1 mid block. It didn't draw you an attack. Yeah. Make sense?
True.
Capabilities. It gives you just a different use of resource for your momentum, as opposed to just gigantic explosion, just howitzer impact, just Shigaraki stuff. I think this card's good, but I don't know how many we're supposed to play. Shock absorptions, more spam. Evil Gaze. We've talked about Evil Gaze. I think with Chivalrous existing, I think this card's a little worse. Paying my 2 health just to get it canceled sucks.
Yep.
Turn of Dust is a card that I think might be missing in your deck. I don't know if it's better than Sudden Death Assault. Or maybe there should be like, you're like playing 2 Assault, 2 Turn of Dust. This card's just a really good opener. 4 high for 5 stun 2 that lets you use your momentum in a different way. Might just be worth it. And then Someone with Style not being a 4 of in your deck, I think is actually the biggest tragedy. This card saying I'm allowed to commit Someone with Style for Shigaraki, commit another card for Shigaraki, destroy that other card, ready my Someone with Style is exceptionally good. It's so good. So like this card could be like a 3 of, and I wouldn't hate it.
So I ran Someone with Style and Turn to Dust in my deck at Nationals originally.
Yeah.
Turn to Dust got taken out for actually exploiting Pride. Cleared my attacks. I had so many 5 diff attacks.
Sure.
That just kind of made it really hard to play long strings. Like for example, last week I played at locals with this a rendition of this list, but with a 4th exploding Pride and a 3rd and only 3 Sudden Death Assaults.
Yeah.
And what I found was that there was a turn where I drew all 4 of my exploding Prides, and then a detonation launcher, which ended up actually winning me the games because they don't have 5 low blocks.
Yeah.
But it was like, okay, only hitting for 3 damage. If I draw 4 of those in a turn, it feels kind of pointless. So they block one of them, they lose all their momentum anyway. So now it's a blank card if they block it. They don't. So it's kind of feels bad in that way. But that's why I dropped it back down to a 3. And then Sun, they're doing like Sun is I also believe it's a really good opening card because of giving it basically making you check on a 6. It had to 6 plus whatever you block with to block the mid. It almost guarantees me a hit most times on turn 1, giving me 2 momentum usually, which is nice. And then the reason why I Turn to Dust also kind of was like that iffy card is that when I ran it, it was cool because it ended up causing me a lot of board destruction on my side, which I already do enough of with like things like howitzer impact and just like committing myself out, which kind of was like I liked the card when it worked. But there were times where I'm like, I don't want to see this card right now. And that's all I like. That's the one card I like had to start with because the rest of my cards didn't do anything without that card being played first. So I had combos.
I don't want to be that guy, but you don't gotta play the enhance, right?
No, yeah, and I agree.
You're not contractually obligated to destroy your own foundation.
Yeah, but then I'm like, is it worth though running the like having a blank card besides stun 2, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, just the stun 2, basically, just like at that point, I just feel like there may be a better card to run in spot if I'm just not using the enhancements, which again, maybe later game, this card is definitely more viable. But I feel like with my character being a 19th character, I can't get to late game super consistently.
Sure. That is completely fair.
Which, like, I'm down to put it back in a 2 of, and like maybe dropping exploding to a 2 of, and putting Sun Death to a 3 of.
Exploding Pride to a 2 of?
Yeah, exploding Pride to a 2 of, and then Sun Death to a 3 of.
So I really like where your brain was at with these 4 diffs, and so I wanted to come and talk about Touch of Decay and Instant Shining Flash.
Okay.
This is not ranged or not furied, so it's gonna be tougher to combo with. But this card is, and this card feels totally fine just opening. The combo enhance is so arbitrary, and this card is incredibly good with Ignition.
True.
To get you that momentum whenever it is completely blocked. I think actually that this might be the answer that we're looking for instead of Exploding Pride.
Okay. I'm down.
Yeah, I like this card way more, and I actually just want to like we're gonna put this in the sideboard to keep it on the table.
Okay.
And I actually want to play 4 of this. I think this card is exceptionally good at making Shigaraki like the best opening that you can have is like a build 4, build 5, and then go Ignition, it not get blocked, respond, commit a foundation, get your momentum, Touch of Decay, you commit a foundation and be like, either I commit another resource to get another momentum, right? And then I'm gonna end my turn with 4 momentum, or it gets fully blocked, I lift it, Ignition gives me the momentum, right? And then when they don't block it, you just draw the card, right? It's got stun 1. It doesn't. It's not terrible. I like this. I like this little tactic. Truly, this combo in this deck exceptionally well. I think it's really rad.
I'd agree.
And or like stun grenade into Touch Decay, or like Ignition into Touch into stun grenade. Right. Whenever you lift this card, stun grenade works off better. I think the actual thing is, I think you're just playing too many. What if we dropped Detonation Assault down to a 3 of? And this is gonna sound crazy. What if Howitzer drops down to a 3 of?
Okay. I definitely like Howitzer, but I think like it's one of those things where it's like Howitzer feels good when you have the resources.
Yeah.
But there were also many times where like I was playing with people and they were, for example, turning off my Howitzer. Like, so I forget what card it was off the top of my head. I think they were running like a Nullify or something, and they were turning off Howitzer's bottom enhance. Like one of the enhances, either enhance hurts at times. Like depending if it's early game, that top enhance hurts because they don't get the momentum. Late game, not being able to draw the attacks or draw more cards. If I have 4 momentum, being like, okay, cool, now I just have to use it for powerful at this point. Which again feels great if they don't have the block, but at times also feels terrible when you just go, I can't draw cards to replace what I've now played.
So this is back to 22 attacks, right? I put the double exploding pride back in. I took Detonation Launcher and brought it down to a 1 of because we only ever want to open with 1 of it. The only reason to have 2 of in the deck is just for consistency's sake, and I just don't think you need it because you also have Ignition as now an opener, right?
Agreed.
And so now as we look at our difficulties, all of these are 4 diffs, and now we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 5 diffs. So I think comboing out is going to be a little bit easier to play, and then every time that you hit, right, you get to commit a resource in order to do your stuff, or just like a single open, which is why I almost like this card better as the opener to punish their board, because all this card does is it's just tough to block, right?
Yeah.
Which means that they might just not block it. I almost want to put this at like a 1 of and then play double Turn to Dust just for the opener. Yeah. And this card is a good use of momentum, but I don't know if I love it, you know?
Because one thing I do like about this card is, it's creating some momentum, so when I get to use that, it also removes stuff from the cardboard, making the card pool, making it like, so one combo I love doing in this deck is Nitro into Sudden Death. Because then Sudden Death leaves card pool. I get a momentum for free because Sudden Death leaves the card pool as an attack. And then on top of that, if I play Stun Grenade, now Stun Grenade is stun 2 on it because attack left the card pool.
Sure. But you have to spend 2 momentum for that, yeah?
Yeah, which most times are not, like when I get, like, unless, like, if it's my opening, like my first ever card I play, I don't have that 2 momentum.
Yeah.
But there are also games where, like, I've used this card. And, like, for instance, there was a game, I think, at Nationals and at Locals where I had 4 momentum going into my third turn, my second attack turn, my third total turn, and I played Nitro into Sudden, get burning him for 5. One time I went against Kirishima 2 that second game, and I hit him with I played Nitro Explosion Ignition, right off the rip. He blocked it. Then I played Sudden Death Assault, and then I burned him for 5. And this one was playing Shiggy 1 though at the time, but this is like one of my highlights of Naturals. Hit him for 5. I then burned him for 5. Had 3 conflicted ideologies on the board. Burned him for 6 more, and 2 observant. Can't think what it's called. The other Shiggy that say you flip it, you burn him 1 more. I had 2 of those, and I burn him. Yeah, Keen Observation. I burned him for like a total of 24 damage in 1 turn. I was like, and 1 attack. I'm like, yeah, like, there's not much you can do about that.
True. Yeah.
But no, I feel like great. But again, I'm not playing Shiggy 1, so like, point is kind of mute. But I do think that Sun Death, like, I do really enjoy seeing it. So I think maybe a 2 of, I think is fair.
Let's do 2 and 1 then.
I do really like that card, and I do think Turn to Dust is a great card. I just think I would prefer to keep my board alive if possible.
Don't press the button, homie.
I know, but it's so hard. Really, like, when I see destroy or lose health for them.
Yeah, I get you for sure.
Yeah.
What's this number gonna be?
I think I'm fine anywhere from high 50s to like 64, 65, like anywhere in that range. I think we're right now is like a great number. I like that number. That's what I've been playing at recently, and it's been feeling really good when I play it.
Love it. Okay, so I went through all of my foundations, right? Is there anything in here that sounds good to you? Something that you wanna slot in?
I think maybe testing out learning the standards, and we could put that in. I mean, on the standards, I mean window shopping, and putting that in at like a mid block, a 2 of, and maybe taking out 1.
The answer is 1 nothing to see here and 1 interview.
Okay.
Latent skill's too good whenever you need to just pop off.
Yep.
The other card that I don't like is I don't like Keen Observation. I'd rather play
that's in there for the spam. That's in there for the spam right now.
Then let's just play. This is crazy. I'd rather play another Endanger. What's our blocks look like? Right? Like let's play another Surviving the Final. Right? This could be a 4 of. We're just gonna cut you all together. I'd rather play another Snack Time. Right?
Yep.
Let's play 1 more Endanger. That card's blank, but yeah, it's.
Well, Nader is blank, but as a 19 health, there are many times where I've been like at 10 health and they swing something for over 10 damage and go, okay, let's just give Maestro speed.
Yeah. 23 spam. You should plenty.
Yeah.
We could take first day. So if we wanted to cut the deck down, right? We just take first day down to a 2 of. We cut League Interview altogether. We probably leave it as is. We could cut Battle Arena down to a 1 of. Cut Go for the Win down to just cut it altogether. Just like realize our lows are just gonna suck.
I do like Go for the Win because it feels really good when I used Shigaraki and then I blow it up. That 1 foundation I committed up and then go, okay, now I'm back to like more. A bonus. Yeah. Having those extra pieces to either use Shigaraki again or say like I need to pass like a really hard check coming up here. Okay, I get to pass it now.
Yeah, fair. Let me go look at some Death Foundations and see what I can find. See if there's anything that matters. Happy Go Lucky's tight. Forcing Surrender is cool, especially now that we have this this combo in Touch Decay. If we absolutely need to have it, you got Touch Decay combined with Howitzer Impact Cyclone. That card's just like decent. We're playing 4 Strugglings. We are okay. Late Riser. If we absolutely wanted to, we could just like double play Arrogant Disposition. Like we could just put these in here. It would push us our low blocks a little bit higher, right? Keep our span counts nice and high. It's a 6 check. Punches exist, like they're good cards. And this is like at the very tip top. Oh, this is 63, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is you saw me play the check game on stream with checking 2 6 checks in a row to pass blocks.
Yeah.
I do like my 6 checks.
What are your thoughts on only 2 Excited for Blood? Do you think you have to have run 3?
I don't think I said. I honestly don't see it enough to make it like super like, oh, I need to see this card. Like the draw is nice, but again, losing health to draw sometimes sucks. So I think it's fine dropping it down. I can always keep the 1 in the sideboard and just like rock that. And if I would realize I missed it, just put it back in.
I want to put this back down to a 3 of, and I think this is your list.
Okay.
Yeah, this is cool. I like this a lot. I think that this being so diverse is very cool. It's got a lot of utility. I think the biggest thing about your deck list now is I don't think it's hyper aggressive, right? And to the point where I almost feel like these too excited for bloods actually need to end up being these capabilities.
Okay.
Have you tried capabilities, Shigaraki, too?
I did. In my first ever rendition of this deck, the first one I decked out with, I had 1 capabilities in. And there were plenty of times this card felt great. And felt like I like this experience, I'd put it on even just like something like Stun Grenade. I used it on Stun Grenade because that was my only attack I had. Or like it was swinging a 6 mid for 9. And like even while yes, that card like that's still blockable, they have to block this card now. Like it's not even an option. But like no, I definitely enjoyed playing it. The big thing again, as we know, was that commit cost. But I can always blow it up later for something. Like blow it up for like a howitzer impact to do something if I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd be down to take out maybe the excited and put in the 2 capabilities and try that out.
Yeah, because of window shopping being a pseudo excited, right?
Yep.
Same thing with latent skill. Yeah, I think actually doing this and hello capabilities. Doing this and keeping like having every move potentially be a kill move might actually be where it's at, right? Like imagine being forced to full block the touch of decay.
Yeah.
Getting your free momentum with Howitzer Impact Cyclone and then giving it +2/+5. Just feels good.
And on top, I could put that on something like Gigantic and make it almost unblockable, it feels like at times.
Yeah. Yeah, any amount of let's fight bad guys. Yeah, I think under the death symbol, I think this might just be Shigaraki's best tool of actually like closing out the game.
Yep. So no capability is one of those weird cards that like never felt like it had its spot in most deck lists because of the fact it's one of those things like it's good because it gives you a lot of pump, but it also at times feels like the commit's kind of rough.
Totally. I think it's just like a slightly slower card, and I think that this character might want to be. I don't think this character is a turn 2 deck, right?
No, I don't think this character after playing him enough. No.
Is a turn 3, turn 4, right? But the thing is like with this card, if your opponent disrespects your capabilities, you can turn 2 somebody because you just steal the momentum, right?
I get momentum and I just go, okay, cool. You just took 1. You turn this card on now. You just turn a card that could essentially take away half your health if you're a 7-hander, and now does.
And even things like Detonation Launcher, right? The Detonation Launcher forces this card to be active.
Yep.
It says that cards like this are now threatening, right? This is a 6 low for 8 on your 4 diff that wasn't supposed to do dick all.
Yep.
Yeah. I think capabilities to the point where like I want to put it at a 3 of. I want to see this card every single turn.
I'm down.
62 cards.
Hey, I was playing at 63 before. Why not put it back? I think it's fine.
I think this is good enough to test and see how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. Final thoughts?
No, I think it's good.
Okay.
Definitely some new tools I can try.
Still want to trade this Descendant Assault for a second turn of test. I want to swap these numbers, but if you like this card, that much, then you should play it, right? Whenever I play this deck, that's the big change that I'm gonna try. I think Sudden Death Assault is cheeky. I don't think Sudden Death Assault is great, you know?
Yeah.
The best part about Sudden Death Assault is in our character. If we happen to steal a momentum, it has powerful 3.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't actually care about the bottom enhance on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 6 mid for 8. Has a 5 diff. That's cool. That's neat.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, man. Have fun beating up your locals with this deck.
Thank you so much for helping us. I've been trying so hard to get this deck to actually function. The Nationals, I was like, dang, that felt bad. It did not work how I wanted it to work.
Did it work in side events at least?
So the side events I did, we were trying to do team Seem pre-created, whatever it is, I forget what it's called off the top of my head. But we're gonna do that one, but that one is when we got to the event, we got to the event late enough where we barely missed it.
Rough.
So we could do that. So I just played like drafts basically, and never really and I just played I played Odro in the draft, and I was like, it was fun, but I didn't get the cards I wanted for Shiggy to work, so I wasn't gonna play Shiggy 2. But playing this this deck at locals just felt amazing. Even though I won my first locals clean sweep, second one I lost because everyone who was there was testing for their online nationals event.
Right.
So they were playing like Moneta 2, Ochako 2s. They were playing Louise. I'm sitting here like, I'm just trying to test my deck. I don't want to get slapped by these decks right now.
Fair.
But yeah, like it's enjoyable. I do enjoy, even though I lose. Like I'm like I enjoyed that loss. Like it wasn't like I got absolutely blasted. It's like I actually was competitive.
Hell yeah. All right, man. We'll stay on the line long enough for me to shoot the deck to you. Thank you again for the support on Patreon. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Help me eat my onion rings. We'll catch you next time, okay?
Yeah, I'll catch you next time.
All right, peace.